instead, are you? Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here from coming to you live from Escondido. Oh, my hair's a mess. In California. Four sleeps. That's all I got left here. I hope you're all having a super fantastic sparkling day. Sorry, I am on late today. It's been a busy day today. I started the day off with day 2 of Networking Riches. Somebody's trying to jump back up again. And I have to tell you, day 2 is my absolutely favorite part, and I totally forgot to silence my phone. Is my absolute favorite part of Networking Riches, and that's because this is the day where we've learned all about the networking stuff on day 1, and somebody wants to say hi. Say hi. She gets camera shy when she sees her own face. It's hilarious. So day 2 of Networking Riches is all about masterminding. It's showing people what it's kind of like how a mastermind works. So we get people up in the hot seat. They tell us what challenge they're having in their business, one thing that they're having challenges with, and everybody comes together to see if we can help them see things in a different light, help them with some ideas and all of that. And today it was, I can't talk about specifics, so I'm going to give you very general, but we had some amazing people in the hot seats today. It was awesome. There was lots of amazing ideas. There were collaborations that were starting up. We had collaborations starting up. We had people referring people to other people. The ideas were phenomenal. One takeaway I did have, and I'm going to put a link in the description as soon as I finish this live, is to read the book called The One Thing. What is the one thing? So rather than having your business concentrate on a whole bunch of things, what is the one thing that you want to do to make your business? Because you don't, how was that put? Hang on, I'm going to go to my notes here. Going to go to my notes because it was just, to me, it was just so important. But it was you build your business on one thing. If you build it on multiple things, then you have problems. But if you build it on one thing and one thing only, that's when you've got a business. So it was kind of like an eye-opener. I've been hearing people talking about the book, The One Thing, on and off over time. But today I got to hear more about it. And for some reason today it clicked with me. So yes, I'm going to be getting the book, The One Thing, and having a read of that. I also have it on, there's a really cool app. Oh, my mum sent me a text message. Look at that. Hi, Mum. There's an app called Blinkist, Blinkist. And Blinkist is an app where people have, hey, shh. She's now under the table and on my feet. And what they've done is that they've taken books and they've condensed them down into short, what they call blinks. And it's just very quick, very easy chapters. So, for example, with somebody's trying to tell me that she wants out. Yes, I know you want out. Like, for example, The One Thing, there are 12 blinks and it's going to take 18 minutes to read. So rather than getting the whole book, you just get this one that kind of has, like, I guess, what is it that you call them? Kind of like the Cliff Notes. Is that right? Cliff Notes, what you read? I learned about Cliff Notes years ago. Isn't that the ones where they summarize what something is? Like for like when you're in school or something with plays and like Shakespeare and all that sort of stuff. Is it Cliff Notes? I think that's what it was. Yeah. But anyway, so it gives you these little blinks, which are just these little 12 short chapters, summarize it, basically giving you summaries of the book with the important stuff in them. And this one here says that the one thing, 12 blinks you can read in 18 minutes. And it's a great way for me, because if I'm not sure if I want to read a book, I can go in here, I can pull it up, I can read through it, and sometimes it's just that little short bit, which is all I need, and other times it's sort of like, I want to read more. So Blinkist is a really great app for that. So I've pulled up The One Thing on that, and I'm going to read through that, and then I might just, and then from there I will decide if I want to get the actual book. And yes, on nonfiction, I get the actual book because I am kinesthetic, so I got to have my, I just got this one today, got Secret Hero. So I just got this because I like highlighters, post-its. You all know I'm a post-it-aholic. So I like that. So when I'm reading a nonfiction book, I can actually physically hold it, and it tends to stick a little better up here in the grey matter. So that was my big takeaway today, was to go and read the One Thing. And No, it's even shorter than the Reader's Digest version, Kathy. Kathy's got here, Reader's Digest version. It's shorter than the Reader's Digest version. And Cole's Notes, I've got no idea what Cole's Notes are. I thought they called them Cliff Notes. Isn't those, somebody explained to me the little books that basically break down like Shakespeare and Pride and Prejudice and Tale of Two Cities and all the classics. I have to go into a bookstore and see if I can find them again. When I first learned about them, I said, what do you mean to say you cheat? Because to me, it was like cheating. You're not learning anything. Anyway, getting completely off topic. So tonight I also thought I would so day 2 of Networking Riches was completely awesome. After that, I got some work done around the RV. I've got a couple of totes that are packed that I'm going to put into the lockers underneath. Now, of course, she chooses the noisiest toy that she's got to chew on. Tomorrow we've got the guy coming to wash, to seal up my skylight. He's going to seal up my skylight over the shower that leaks when it rains, and wash sparkles and polisher as well. And he's also going to do my car too. So my car's going to get detailed tomorrow as well. So it's all ready. So yeah, so it's been a bit of a busy day. Took some time to relax because after Networking Riches, my head was sort of like a little, there's a lot of information in there. So I relaxed for a little bit and then got stuck in and got some stuff done. I got one cupboard completely reorganized because I took stuff out of that cupboard, put them into totes because I figured it's surplus supplies and stuff, so it can go into the lockers underneath. So I'm trying to repurpose areas, and I repacked one of the drawers that's underneath the dining thing as well. So one of the things that one other thing I thought I would talk about tonight is 10 hot destinations for 2020. Now, what is considered a hot destination? It is not temperature-wise. It is one that within the travel community, within the travel professional community, we are getting a lot of requests for people wanting to go to these places. Sometimes it's a city, sometimes it's a country, but it's, where people want to travel in 2020. And so there's actually a list of 20. So tonight I'm going to give you the first 10, and tomorrow night you'll get the other 20. So it's so this one, we've got Taiwan's mountains. I remember being at one of my training things with one of the suppliers, and they had Taiwan represented there, and they have like 800 mountains in Taiwan. And it's just this little tiny country, and it's got like 800, it's very mountainous. Iceland, Alaska, Greece, I don't think, no. Nope. You're going to have to keep guessing, Kathy. So they have a lot of mountains, but to get hiking permits on these mountains has been a very arduous task. Well, now they have made the application. They've got a new application process, which makes it a little easier to get the hiking permits. And so they've got some mountains that weren't open to hiking before are now open. And so you've now got all these beautiful mountains you can go see. So that's kind of cool in Taiwan. North Island of New Zealand. I was like, wow, really? It's good to see New Zealand in there, but the North Island, and I guess it's because everybody's gone and seen the South Island so much and South Island is just pure scenery. There's like about a quarter of the population of New Zealand lives in the South Island, and the South Island has got the Southern Alps that go down the middle of it. They've got beautiful water lakes down there and everything else. It is purely scenery down there, along with Queenstown, the adventure capital. But in the North Island, there's a mix of everything. You've got towns, you've got cities, you've got 3/4 of the population live in the North Island. So you've got a lot more towns and cities in the North Island. You've got some beautiful mountains there as well. I mean, I lived at the base of Mount Taranaki for 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. That was the longest place I lived in New Zealand. Then we've got the geothermal area around Rotorua. And then we've got all these beautiful beaches, great surfing up there. You've got Raglan, you've got Gisborne, you've got down the Surf 45 on Taranaki. Total blank, begins with O. It'll come to me. But you've got some great surfing there. There's just there's some great hiking trails there as well, because you've got all the mountains and the national parks there. So yeah, so the North Island is becoming a hot destination, I guess, because most people have been to see the South Island. Now they want to go back and see the North Island. Botswana was another one that came up on the list. I thought, awesome. Really cool little country, great country. Haven't been there. It's on my list to go. Then you've got, now this one they specified an activity, and I thought, wow, I never would have thought of this. But surfing in Denmark, going to Denmark and going surfing, they have one or two beaches there that have some really great waves on them. Or surf breaks. Is it surf breaks? I gotta learn surfing terms. But apparently you can go surfing in Denmark. I never knew that. So that's becoming a hot thing to do, is to go surfing in Denmark. Oh, that's really cool. Then Salzburg in Austria. And those that don't know The Sound of Music may not know how popular Salzburg is because of that. But yeah, so you got Salzburg in Austria. France is becoming as another hot spot too. Then you have Qatar, which is going to be the home of the 2022 World Cup, the Soccer World Cup in 2022. So it's becoming a hot destination now because come 2022, there's not going to be a lot of hotel space available because they have a very limited hotel space. So people are now booking their hotels for the World Cup right now because they know it's a very limited, and they don't even know what the draw is. So it's going to be interesting when the final draw comes out to see how many cancellations there are going to be and how many people are trying to book in and all that sort of stuff. Kyoto in Japan is another one. Great little, great place, very cultural center there in Japan. Then you've got Singapore. And after 2 years of restoration, Raffles in Singapore has finally reopened. And Raffles is that really big posh hotel that was closed down for 2 years while they completely renovated the entire place. So renovated and restored the hotel, and Raffles is very famous for its for the Singapore Sling. It's a drink particular to that area. And St. Bart's in the Caribbean there is back after, and that was devastated a lot in the 2017 Hurricane Irma came through there, and so St. Bart's is now being rebuilt and it is back open for business. And Raffles also has all the Rolls Royces too. They have, that was the other one, the Rolls Royces. So those are the top 10. Those are 10 of the 20 hot destinations for 2020. You have to tune in tomorrow night to get the rest of the list. So we've got the Taiwan's mountains, the North Island, New Zealand, Botswana, surfing in Denmark, Salzburg in Austria, France, Qatar, Kyoto in Japan, Singapore, and St. Bart's. So there's 10 right there for you. You have to tune in tomorrow night to get the other 10. If I remember, I'm going to put a note in my notebook to go over the other 10. So, what do we got here? Oh yes, blonde surfer boys. Denmark, yep. Oh, I want to go to Raffles. Yes, I definitely want to go to Raffles as well. And St. Bart's need to take buckets of cash. I'm guessing that is also needed for Raffles too. Probably, Diane, probably. You will have to wait till tomorrow night, Kathy, to find out whether or not you were close and if any of your suggestions are on that list. But yeah, so we've got 10 hot destinations for 2020. You'll get the other half of them tomorrow night. They're in no particular order either. Had a great day of Networking Riches. I'm going to put a link in there for the book called The One Thing. If you don't want to read The One Thing, get the app Blinkist. I think it's like $80 for a year, but they're always putting stuff in there. And, you know, if you're sitting in a doctor's office and you want something to read, I just pull up the Blinkist and have a look and have a quick read, because most of the time I can get through 2 or 3 books while I'm waiting in a waiting room somewhere. Not that I don't go to the doctor. Let's see. It's been over a year since I was last at a doctor's. December of 2018. I was last at a doctor's. But, you know, if you're waiting for anybody, waiting for an appointment, if you're meeting somebody for a cup of coffee or something like that, having a coffee appointment, it just gives you something that you can just sit there and read really quick, because most of them take like 10 to 15 minutes to read, and they give you good ideas on the books. Are you going to tell us what The One Thing is? The One Thing is a book. It is called The One Thing. Kia ora, Casey. Awesome weekend with Networking Riches. You did an incredible job. So incredible job. So I was telling people that my takeaway today is the book The One Thing, finding that one thing that we want to do. So the book is called The One Thing, and I'm going to put a link up in the description for that. That was my takeaway from day 2. Loved all the collaboration that was going on, all the ideas that were flowing, the referrals that were going. It was an amazing experience. It always is. I love Networking Riches. Day 2 is my absolute favorite part of the whole weekend. So yeah, so you got your first of the 20 hot destinations for 2020. So tomorrow night you will get the other 10, so you'll have to come back and see that. So that's it from me for tonight. Have a super fantastic sparkling evening. I am off to see if a dog wants to go for a walk and probably do some, I've got to go empty out my car, but it's dark now. I'll empty it out tomorrow morning while Sparkles is getting washed. I will be emptying out my car so it can get detailed. Anyway, have a super fantastic sparkling evening. Catch you guys tomorrow. Hei konera.